If you have things in the Copy Me list that you don't use anymore, you can highlight it and just tell it to remove that copy, and it just removes it from the list. Any questions about, oh, on the bottom, there you can sort your receiving reports by number. Let's go here. And if it is number one order, then when you type the receiving report number, it'll go right directly to that particular receiving report. You can do year and number, or you can do vendor. If you're looking for a particular receiving report to a particular vendor, this is a real handy thing where you can go just look at just that vendor and figure out which receiving report that you're after. Any questions? Can everybody hear me? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move right on to transfer documents. Transfer documents are much like receiving reports, except for we're transferring generally from stock to a project, or sometimes you do get too much stock out on a project and you'll bring it back in. But most of the time you're going to be transferring from stock to either a project, a vehicle, bridge, or okay, we can go back to project. The where to will tell you where you're actually transferring that material. You can do comments. It also prints at the bottom of the page. We're going to take, we're going to take this tank. We're going to transfer it to District 1. And it did, okay, there isn't one in this. Okay, we're going to delete that. Let's get something that we have something of. Well, let's give them some bolts. From the stock card, it'll pull the unit and the unit price and transfer it out by that price. Now, if you're receiving into a stock card at two different prices, when you transfer it out, it's going to average those two prices, so you don't have to worry about what the cost of transferring it out. It does that automatically for you, so that you're not having to worry about what price you're going to transfer it out at. Okay. If you're receiving into a project, or into a stock card, I'm sorry. If you're receiving into a stock card, but say one week you get it in at one price and the next week you get it in at another price, when you transfer it out to a project or vehicle, whatever, it averages those prices together so that when you do the transfer, it puts the correct price on the transfer.
And that'd be like a 6-month bid?
Yes,
you go from
yes.
June to July.
Right, right. But you're not having to worry about changing that price. Now, some people do want to put those on separate stock cards, whatever, each price, but you can do it this way and it'll average it out, and then as you're using it, it averages out the cost of the material. You can do a transfer register. Date range. Which just will give you a list of everything that has been transferred out by transfer number, what it was, where it went to, and what the price of it was. You can, in your transfer documents, you can also sort those by number only or by year and number. The number only just allows you to type in a particular transfer number and it'll bring it up automatically.
So every time you do a receiving report, you do a transfer report?
No. You receive into your stock cards and you can receive to projects. The only time that you'll do a transfer is if you have something in stock that, like if you have some rock in your yard and you're going to take that rock and apply it to a project, that's when you would do a transfer document. It's just keeping track of inventory. It's just transferring that material out of stock onto a project.
Is there a project sorted on? Will you tell me what all's on a project?
Yes, in projects. We'll get to projects, yeah. These are just transfers and receiving reports of what we've gone over right now, but we will get to projects and I will show you how that you can track all of that. Yes.
Something that the new ones may be interested in. When we order our filters, of course, the county commissioners know you've got to order filters that will keep the warranty good on everything. But we order these in, we order them, we order through CarQuest, and they have it set up where we get a package deal per grader. We've got 3 different kinds of graders, so, or per vehicle. I put those all in stock when they come in. Okay? When the filters and oil are changed on a grader, I do a transfer of those filters, and I also put the mileage, the hours in, and transfer it to the grader of the vehicle. So then when the foreman says, when did we change the oil on so-and-so last time, I just have to go to that fixed asset and print him a report. And it tells me how many hours,
Right.
what we did,
And on your
for
transfer,
the new commissioners, they need to know that because it sure makes it handy for them rather
Right.
than keeping a written record of everything.
and on the transfer document, you can put that either in comments or if you do a colon
Right there is where I do.
on your in the description. If you do that in the description and just do a colon, that way it doesn't add it to the stock card. But if you'll do a colon, then when you do a printout, that information will be there. Very good.
So that's where you're keeping your maintenance of the
Yes.
vehicles in the transfer document?
You can,
See, I've
well,
got-
you can do it 2 different ways. You can do it, if you have it in stock, you'll want to do it by transfer. But if you're receiving in, if you're buying oil for a particular, or filters or whatever for a particular vehicle, and you're going to make that oil change right then you would do that on a receiving report. And you can still put all of that information on a receiving report also.
Well,
And it will attach to that vehicle.
I've got a DOS program when I go in to do the
Oh, okay.
So that's-
You can do that within this, yes.
And that's Calpro.
Yes, yes.